critically. I'm not coming from the Bible or God said, no, no, no. That's not critical. That is religious and ethereal. So even if I were an atheist or an agnostic, if I understand a little bit about the Roman Empire and their punishment for criminals, for insurrectionists, I will know that, first of all, that is a punishment, that is a common punishment, and that's like the ultimate punishment. It's like how they in I don't know, in some countries in the world today, execution, public execution. So it's public execution. So that's believable already. So if they believe that somebody is an insurrectionist, or they are a slave, or they are non-citizens, or they are political criminals, this is the punishment you give to them. That's why they were asking, who should we? I'm sorry, Julius. That's why Caesar. Sorry, Pontius Pilate. Sorry, yes, Pontius Pilate was asking, do we crucify Barabbas the thief, or do we crucify Jesus of Nazareth? Do you see the cadence there? It's something that happens in that territory, so it's more believable. Do you understand that? It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
do you see that?
Make your point faster because you're not doing anything. You're
No, I'm
just
making my point.
repeating.
I'm proving to you that it is historically more credible to believe that he was crucified. That is all. That's making my point very clearly, because it's something that
Exactly.
happened. So, if you want to understand interpretation of any text, you need to understand the context. Do you understand that? So,
Yeah.
I can't tell. I can't tell you about your country and the things that go on in your country. Only you can tell me. So it's easy. It's even strange for you that you're not an Israelite to say you were not subjected to the Roman Empire. You're not an Israeli. You're telling us that someone could be crucified when that happened commonly in that territory. So even geographically, it doesn't make sense to say that Jesus was not crucified. That's my point, and I was clear with that. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense geographically or
Just
historically.
you just repeated what I already answered, and you just made
So
a
you didn't say
straw
that. You
man
didn't
as
talk
well.
about that.
Yeah. Let
You didn't
me.
talk about. It's not a strong man. You didn't even talk about that. You ignored that. You didn't even
Yeah.
answer my question.
Yeah. I did address that. I will address it again. Okay. So you're telling me
Okay.
that crucifixion existed. Crucifixion was the ultimate punishment. We have Josephus,
Yes.
we have many other people recorded Jesus was crucified. We have the synoptics, we have Jewish historians, we have Roman attestations. Okay. And I'm telling you
Yes.
that the Quran is absolutely compatible with that. The Quran is saying that the Jews said, indeed, we have killed the Messiah. They were sure, they were celebrating. It's compatible with that. The Quran is absolutely in line with what the historians say.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a bad argument. Like if you say that
No, it's not a
this
bad
historian
argument.
says
So
that,
let me also say that if you say that if that is what you say, who will we believe about the crucifixion? If the Jews said that they have crucified the Messiah, who are the Arabs? Who are the Muslims to say that they didn't crucify? Were you there?
yeah,
You were not there. It's a bad argument for Islam. You were not there. You have no eyewitnesses. Like I said to you, Islam only came 570 to 580 years after. So you were not there. You are speculating about something that you were not there. You were not part of the experience, and you don't have eyewitnesses. So you're doing guesswork. I think we feel God said, but you were not there. You were not
so
there. Muhammad was not.
so you just
Was he there?
made some points, some very controversial points. So as I
Yes.
said, and you responded to it to being intangible, but still just choose not to respond to the same argument that comes back to bite you. As I said in the Second Kings. So that would be aside for now. You said
Okay.
you have no historical, you have no witnesses. Witnesses to what
Mhm.
exactly?
To the crucifixion. You said somebody was not crucified. How can you prove it? Were you there? Did you see for yourself that they were not crucified?
What
Or you're just speculating and saying God said?
someone was not crucified? What for witnesses for what exactly?
Okay, let me be very clear.
Yeah, if you want, I
Islamic
can make your
theology.
argument for you. I can make your
No,
argument
no,
for you, but
you, no, you couldn't possibly. What I'm saying is Islamic theology does not believe that Jesus was crucified. So if you're going to say that Jesus was not crucified, did you witness that event? If you didn't witness that event, anything that you could possibly state is only speculative. You were not there. You can't
so
say something didn't happen, and you can say, I think it didn't.
so
That's intellectually dishonest. It didn't happen. How do you know? Were you there? No, you were not there, so you cannot say for sure that it didn't happen.
So while I affirm the historicity that people did saw, people did
Mm-hmm.
observe. Yeah, let me make my
Yeah.
point. People did observe,
Okay.
people did saw Jesus being crucified. Okay. While I affirm that, you expect me to have witnesses for what exactly? For it being not like that, if it is made to appear so to the people, it is exactly made to appear so to the witnesses. That the witnesses thing doesn't work. Witnesses to what? Witnesses to Jesus was appeared to crucified. We have witnesses for that. Oh, we have all the Jews witnesses. We have historians witnessing that. We have the like it doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? If it is made to appear that Jesus was crucified, so witnesses for what exactly?
Okay. I already stated this, but I already stated it. I said I was talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. That is what we're talking about. So I don't know why you're asking me witnesses for what. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about
Exactly.
Second Kings. We're talking about,
Exact.
excuse me. We're not talking
Exactly.
about. Hold on. We're not talking about Second Kings. We're talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. So
Exactly.
if you do not, and I'm not talking about you. If the Quran, if Muhammad has no evidence that it was made to appear, he's only speculating, and his accounts. But just for the record, his accounts cannot be believed. His accounts are contrary, and his accounts are unfounded. Like I said to you, they're unfounded. He's only speculating. He was not there. He has no eyewitnesses. In fact, it's not even possible for him to be there because, like I said to you, Islam started 570 to 580 years after Jesus Christ. So you cannot speak authoritatively about an event that you were not there and you don't even have eyewitnesses. And if you what you call as eyewitnesses are only fabrications.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, for
I
now.
thought you were disconnected. Okay. So you just keep repeating this stuff. So I told you. So again, with the Islam started 1400 years ago. You're doing an internal critique. But still rejecting the source material for no reason. The Quran is
What's the
telling me
source?
that Jesus was a Muslim. The Quran is telling me John the Baptist was a Muslim. The Quran is telling me the other people are irrelevant to this. Okay. So these were Muslim people. Jesus was a prophet. He was receiving revelation. God was there. So if God metaphysically appeared it that Jesus was crucified and then revealed it to Muhammad alayhi salam later, what's the issue with that? You're saying that's not tangible. Well, you're just not working with the second king example. Secondly, you say witnesses. Witnesses.
Second,
You're not
you know,
comprehending.
hey,
Let me
brother.
just address the witnesses thing. Yeah, listen
Brother.
carefully to what I'm saying about the witnesses. There is no event is happening for the witnesses to witness. God is saying that it was made to appear that Jesus was crucified. So if it was made to appear that Jesus was crucified, so what do you expect from the witnesses to witness? To witness that he was not crucified? What? What's going on here? The witnesses thing doesn't work. You're saying it's intangible. You say it's not
Okay.
intellectual. You say it's not historical. Okay, let's work with the second Kings example. Can you historically prove that? Not the second Kings, just Exodus. Can you historically prove that Moses parted the Red Sea? Can you historically prove that Moses turned his staff into a snake? No, these are theological beliefs you establish after you have independent evidence of their source. Yeah,
Okay. Are you done?
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Not bad. Not bad. You've done fine. You've done okay. But can I ask you a question? Please let us be intellectually honest. Let
Yeah.
us be intellectually honest. Because the only sources for your information have been the Quran. Whereas I cited Tacitus, I cited the Gospels, I cited the Tanakh, And I'm not a Jew. Just to tell you my objectivity, you haven't been objective in any of your claims, and you've inserted extra topic, extra scriptures. We never spoke about Second Kings. Second Kings is not part of our. Remember, you were the one that chose our topic for discussion. You left our topic of discussion and started talking about Second Kings. Let's focus on what the question you asked. You said, how does Islam contradict the crucifixion of Jesus Christ? So do you see that? That's one. Okay. As I was saying to you, I want to ask you a question. Please be intellectually honest and objective. Where was Jesus born?
Yeah, you're just completely shifting now the topic.
No, no, no.
So
No, we're not.
now
You are
let
the
me
one
address
shifting
the
the topic.
stuff you said.
We're talking about crucifixion of Jesus, right? Is it crucifixion of Jesus and the how Islam contradicts? Is that what we're talking about?
No,
Because
the
you
top.
said, do you know why I'm not shifting? No, I'm coming. Do you know why I'm not shifting the topic? You just said Jesus is a Muslim. That's a huge claim. So I'm responding to that. And that was not what we're talking about. So I'm responding to that. So you're the one that shifted the goalpost here. Do you see that?
Did I?
So it wasn't me. You
Did I?
mentioned that. And that's you did. You said that Jesus was a Muslim, or the prophets were Muslims. I'm like, how does that correlate to what we're talking about? But since you decided to go there, I'm asking you a question and I'm asking you to be intellectually honest. That's why I kept on repeating myself, because you kept on being divergent. I
Yeah,
hope you know.
the way
No,
you
hold on,
went to
hold on.
Josephus,
Hold
the
on, hold
way to
on,
you went to Tertullian,
hold
the way you went to the Gospels, the way you went to the Synoptics. You are changing the topic. Come on, brother, be
no,
smarter than this.
no.
You
I
ain't
was
being
I was
smart.
citing sources. No, I'm not being smart, I'm citing sources. Or
Exactly.
unless you want me to
I'm
cite them,
citing
no,
examples.
like I said, your only source of information so far has been the Quran. Whereas my source of information, I cited Tacitus, I cited Lee Strobel, and I told you how Lee Strobel was an atheist, but because of the cadence of Christian scripture, so that you won't misconstrue me, because of the cadence of Christian scripture, he became a Christian. I cited another person, that's a secular historian. I
Sir,
cited Tacitus. I cited
sir,
you. You only cited.
you don't
That's
have
not
to
objective.
repeat yourself. What did I
No, I'm just
respond to
letting you
that?
know.
If you
Okay,
could tell
that's
me
fine.
what did I respond to that, then I will say, yeah, you're an intelligent man. You're tracking the conversation. What was my response to that? Can
Okay,
you recall
that's
my
fine.
response?
I don't remember your response,
Exactly.
and
That's
that's
why you keep repeating.
and if I don't remember your response, it's inconsequential. But like you were saying, you made a claim that Jesus is a Muslim. Now I said I'm asking you a question, and I said to you, please be intellectually honest. Where was Jesus born?
Why are you changing the topic, man? Why are you changing the
I,
topic?
no, did I say? Did I? Okay, was I the one that said? Was I the one that said Jesus was a Muslim? Hmm?
Yeah, why did I say that? If you can
No, no,
recall that, why did
no.
I say that?
I'm just proving you that that's wrong. It's already a wrong statement, because you were the one that changed the topic. You didn't need to include that. That's inconsequential, and
Why?
that is contrary to what we are discussing. You said
You
Jesus
ain't
was a
being
Muslim.
smart, man. You ain't being
No,
smart.
no, no. It's inconsequential. That's what you said. Did I
Why
say
did
that?
I
It's
say
you that
that?
said it. So
If you could,
I don't know
why
why
did
you
I
said
say
that.
that? Exactly. You don't
It's
know
off
why I
topic.
said that.
No, 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 because it's inconsequential and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It
But
has
since
nothing
you
to do
decided to
with
talk
it,
about
sir. You first of all,
exactly, so why did you say that?
you said that I don't remember why you cited it. Now you're saying that it is irrelevant. How? You
No,
think that I
no,
don't
I'm
know? Then
speaking.
come to a conclusion. Should I repeat
Okay,
myself? Why did I mention that? Or do you want me to respond to the thing about your historical accounts? Because you clearly conceded that you do not remember my response, even after
okay,
I gave you
that's
my response 3 times. Which one is it?
okay.
Yeah.
Since you want to throw that part, that's fine. One thing I can tell you, being intellectually honest, Jesus was never a Muslim, because Jesus predated, and that's a fact, Jesus predated Islam. Jesus predated the Quran. So Jesus cannot be a Muslim, because Islam was not even around when Jesus, in the era of Jesus. So it's intellectually dishonest to say that Jesus was a Muslim. That's
So
one.
I
Very
won't
clear.
push you on that.
Jesus
I
was a
won't.
Jew.
I
Who's a
won't press
Jew?
you on that. Okay, let's go back
You
to
don't
your
need to
point.
because it's wrong. It's fallacious. Jesus
Yeah,
was a Jew born
yeah,
in
exactly.
Bethlehem,
I
six
won't press
miles
you on
from
that.
Jerusalem. So it's on it. It's preposterous that he's Muslim. Only a Muslim will say that. Even me, I'm a
Exactly.
Christian. I'm not saying that Jesus was a Christian. Jesus was a Jew.
I won't
So
press
it
you
shows
on
that you
that,
have been very intellectually dishonest.
sir.
You don't
Believe
need to
me, I
press it.
won't
It's
you
you're
press you
wrong.
on that,
Anybody that says that is wrong.
sir. I'm sorry, but you have
What is
no
it?
idea. So let me get back to the
Okay.
topic. So you're citing pacifist and this and that. What did I respond to that? He said, I don't remember. You exactly remember. You even had a rebuttal for that that was just not working. I said, the Quran is compatible with that. The Quran is affirming the historicity of the crucifixion. The Quran is telling us that the Jews were sure they killed the Messiah. They were celebrating, they were mocking. So, what do you expect from other people? What do you expect from historians? What do you expect from atheists? The same, because it's just what they saw, it's what just they heard. It was made to appear to them as. So you rebut it with, oh, your only source is the Quran. Exactly, because you're doing an internal critique. You're not doing an external critique so that I need to justify why do I believe in the Quran. You're doing internal critique. Does the Quran contradict the history? This is the internal critique. That's why I won't press you on the Jesus being a Muslim. You're doing an internal critique. The Quran is telling me he was a Muslim. Full stop. You're doing an internal critique. You're not doing an external critique to just question my source. Then tell me, oh, where does the Quran get that from? Then I will say from God. Oh, that's just circular. You have to prove the Quran is the word of God. That's external critique. You're saying you're internally telling me that the Quran is contradicting history. I'm telling you it's not. So can you just concede this point? Do you have any rebuttals to it? But that's why I said at the beginning that from a very in the DMs that uh, because I know it's a bad topic. It can't be defended. It doesn't prove anything, this argument. That's why if you just concede, there is no problem.
Okay.
But if I act arrogant in the DMs, you'll be like, oh, I will never concede to this guy. So, what say you?
Okay. That's fine. I understand that. But you're you're resorting to semantics here. Do you know why? Because let's say that Islam, the position or the postulation of Islam is that maybe that somebody was crucified, but it was not Jesus. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But that's semantics. Our point, or my point, is that Jesus was crucified. And just for the record, the crucifixion of Jesus is one of the most historically certain events in human history.
Brother, you are
I
doing
didn't
it
say
again.
I didn't say Bible or
You're doing it again.
it. No,
You're
I'm
doing it
correct.
again.
I'm arguing. I'm not doing
Again.
anything. I'm not doing any whatever you are saying. No, and I have every right to, because do you know why? Because I'm arguing in favor of the crucifixion of Jesus. You are arguing against, so I'm defending. So I'm not doing anything.
No,
You're just
you
using
don't
semantics
understand
and
even
trying
what
to
you're doing
intimidate me
here.
because
Brother, let me
yes,
explain
that's
what's
exactly
going
what you're
on here.
doing.
No, that's
Because
what it.
yes, because you're
No, no. Let me explain. Let me explain. Just to simplify it. You're not defending that. I'm
go
not
ahead.
claiming that Jesus was never crucified. History never recorded. People never saw Jesus being crucified. I'm not making that claim.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that the Quran does not contradict history. I'm not claiming that the people did not witness a crucifixion of Jesus. You're not arguing that I'm not arguing that the crucifixion never existed. I'm just arguing that the Quran does not contradict it. You're just going around and speaking, and you
Okay.
talking about intellectual and stuff and that. You have no idea what's going on. I'm sorry, sir. So just to make it simple,
Well,
yeah, let me
okay.
give you a conclusion just
Okay.
to work with, because your mind is just
Okay.
grabbing onto this and this and that. So we have attestation from the first century Roman records, historians, Jews. Let's say, let's just assume, what do you call it? Oh, forgot the name. Oral tradition. People orally transmitted it from Jerusalem to the entire world. One said to his child, to his grandchild, then 100 years to his great grandchild. Everyone narrated that Jesus was crucified, and now you're saying that it is a very well attested, the most well attested historical fact. Why does the Quran contradict it? And I'm telling you that simply it's not. It's not. It's contradicting the metaphysical reality that neither you or I can ever confirm historically. Like, let me give you another example to be inside this conclusion so you could think about it. So, if I see a person get shot in the head 7 times and then run away, what do I conclude? I say the guy died. I don't know the metaphysical reality. Maybe there's a
Okay.
0.001% chance that the guy didn't die.
Okay.
So I'm just saying what my perception says. I will narrate to
Okay.
everyone that this guy died. See, you see, this is happening here. Your mind is just grabbing onto
Hello?
this, jumping there.
Okay.
Anything? Do you have anything
Okay.
against it?
Okay.
Does the Quran contradict the historicity? What do you think now?
Okay. That's fine. But you know the funny thing, if this is what you really believe, then you're not even a Muslim. And you don't even know you don't know what your Quran says. That means you're neutral. That means you're not a Muslim and you're neutral. Because what you are saying, because I said in my video, I said that um if you say for sure that Jesus was not crucified, I said that it's intellectually fallacious. And I said you could either say you don't know, or you could either confer with the disciples of Jesus, especially Peter amongst others. So what you're doing here is you're saying that you don't know. That's not the
When did
that
I
and
say
that's
that?
no, no, come on, you've spoken. Let me speak. Let me speak.
Yeah,
So
keep speaking, man.
you're saying that we don't know for sure. And that's actually an objective point of view, but that is not the position of the Quran. Let's read it again. Let's read Surah and Isa 4 verse 157. He said, they were boasting, we killed the Messiah, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah. But they neither. That means he was not killed, nor crucified him. Do you see that? It does not
Yeah.
mean we don't know for sure. No, I'm coming. It does not mean we don't know for sure. They're speaking authoritatively that he was not. He was not killed. He said, well, they neither. That means they did not kill Jesus, nor did they crucify him. One, it was only made to appear so. That's the Quran, not the Bible, and not any of the independent sources. It's the Quran. It says, even those that argue for. So, do you see what I'm saying? So, I really respect you because you're objective. But what you are saying is very different from what the Quran says. It says, even those that argue for this crucifixion are in doubt. He's saying those people are not sure. You know why? He said they have no knowledge whatsoever. They are only making assumptions. Why? They certainly did not kill him. So while I really respect your intellect, you're a very intelligent guy. Very. You are. But you know, do you now see that I was not rambling and my brain was not going around? I was telling you something because the Quran says even those who argue for this crucifixion, that means these people have a different perspective to what we believe because they have no knowledge. They are only making what assumptions. He said they certainly did not kill him. So do you see that I was right all along? The Quran does not believe that Jesus was crucified, and that's not what you. Well, I love what you said. It's objective. Yeah.
Yeah, man, man, you just did nothing. You just did nothing.
I did.
Let me
I did.
tell you.
You said metaphysical, and we don't know for sure. But the Quran
When did
said
I
they
say that?
said
I
you
tell
said that.
I see where you get that example
You
from.
said no. You said
You
you said
said
that you
about
or
the
I
99
do not.
point when someone is shot in the head. I see you got that from that example. That's not what the
No, no, no.
crucifixion.
You said no, no, no. No, you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
you
yeah,
or
let me
I,
continue. Let me continue.
and that's true.
The
So go ahead,
Quran is
continue.
explicitly saying that the Jews rejoiced. They were making a mockery about the, their deed. They killed Jesus. How explicit is that? 100%. Now, the Quran then tells me that They neither killed him nor crucified him. They certainly did not kill him. Does that look like any 99%, 80%? So that's 100%. Now, where are you getting
Yes.
that? But the Jews were like, they had dispute, they didn't know, they had assumptions. What is that talking about? Do you know that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
What is it?
I, you asked me, is that 80%? Is that 90%? Is that it's 100%? Do you see the language? It said they certainly.
That
Certainly is for sure.
that's what I
Yeah,
affirmed.
that's what. Yeah,
That's what I
but
affirmed.
you
You
said,
didn't get the question.
yeah,
You didn't get
you
the
said,
question. You didn't
and I
get
got
the
the question.
question. You
Now,
didn't.
now, now,
Believe me.
now,
I'll
because
repeat it and you will know
me,
that you
no,
didn't get the
no,
question.
Wally, no, no, that's not what you said. That was not what
Yeah.
you said.
Can you?
Before you're telling me, I don't remember your response. Now I remember your response. You said we don't. That is what the Quran says. Yeah, that you are not arguing that it didn't happen, but that is what the Quran says. That's
Yeah,
what you
that's what
said.
the Quran says.
Oh, hold on. You were speaking and I listened. The
Exactly.
Quran says they certainly did not kill. That means they're saying what, and you were asking me what does that mean about what the Jews said. What it means is this verse is saying the Jews think this verse is actually saying someone was crucified and the Jews were rejoicing because they thought it was Jesus, the son of Mary, that was crucified. But this verse says, but they need, but means, however, even though it looks like, but they neither killed, that means they didn't kill Jesus, neither did they crucify him. It was only made to appear so. So this is affirmative. This is very clear, definitively, authoritatively, that Jesus was not killed.
Exactly.
You know exactly. So you know what I'm saying is correct. The Quran does not
You're
believe
making
Jesus
my
was crucified.
point. You're making my
No,
point. That's what
no,
I
this is not your
believe.
point. You said your point is you didn't say that Jesus was not crucified, that it was the Quran that said that.
My man,
You see
that's
that?
my point. That's my position. My position is derived from the Quran. Let me repeat it once again so you would understand every part of the verse, the part that you did not get the question as well. The Jews were rejoicing that they killed Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, because
Hmm.
does that seem uncertain? No, they were absolutely certain. They were making a mockery out of it. Now God comes and
Exactly.
speaks that they neither killed nor crucified him. 100%. No 80%, no 90%, 100%. That's my position. You're just repeating my position to me. And again, the other part,
Oh,
that they were just, the
okay.
Jews were confused. They didn't know. What's that talking about? You don't know that. For that, you
Okay.
need to go to read Galatians. Paul is writing to Galatians that, oh foolish Galatians, what have bewitched thee? I think I can recall it. It says that
I know
that
that.
Jesus
So it's very
dying on the
well.
cross is what, it's clear as day. So what's going on here? Scholars talk about that. It's saying that there were churches in Galatians that A were denying that the crucifixion happened at all, which is highly unlikely. I say even 0%. B, they were heretics. How? They were saying that, okay, Jesus died on the cross, but they did not believe that the atonement for the sins, they did not believe that they should keep the law. They believed that they should do animal sacrifices, all these stuff, that they were heretics. That's what Paul is writing to them. So the Quran is
Okay.
actually talking about that too. The Quran is saying that they did not know themselves what's going on. So now we have Paul and mainstream Christians saying one thing, and we have the heretical groups, according to you. They're saying that, okay, Jesus died, so what? We have to follow the law. We have to keep that. That part of the verse is talking about their confusion in that sense. So that, now, be honest. Did you ever get this idea? No, that's I just explained it. So now you
You
understand.
can't
Just to
assume.
make
You can't
another
assume. You
conclusion
don't,
for you, let me make
assume
it
for me,
another
please.
conclusion for you, because you're just not doing anything. You're just saying, repeating my position from the Quran, and I'm saying exactly, and you're like, oh, exactly. The Quran is 100% telling us that the Jews were sure they killed the Christ. The Quran is also 100% telling us that they did not kill him, neither did they crucify him. The metaphysical reality is this that God reveals now. So what's the issue there? I see nothing. You are upon nothing. This is internal
Okay,
critique. I see you expected something else, but if you're doing internal
okay,
critique, then it's justified like that. It's like you're
okay.
afraid to lose or something. No, you're not expecting an internal critique. It's like Josephus and all these people are saying that he was crucified. The Quran is saying that he was not crucified. Aha, gotcha. I affirm that. So please address, please rebuttal, please something, say something relevant to this topic, because I don't see anything. I don't see why you shouldn't concede. I see no reason. Literally nothing there.
Okay. Um. Okay, I listened to you, but you were just trying to gaslight me and manipulate me, because the truth is, I had been saying earlier, but you said my mind is going round. I'd been saying earlier that, so you contradicted yourself, because you once said that you didn't say that Jesus was not crucified. You said that that's what the Quran said. Now you switched. Now you changed your mouth and said something differently. But this is the truth. If we have seen together, we've read the verse, and it says that the Jews rejoiced that Jesus was crucified. But the Muslims believe that he was neither killed nor crucified. This is my conclusion. The Quran is wrong. Jesus was, in fact, yes, you can laugh all you want. I'm
For
making a
30
point that is
minutes we talk
relevant.
about it, and then the conclusion is the exact same. Man, my
It's not the
man.
exact same thing. It's not the exact same thing. You have been contradicting yourself. You have been going around in circles. You said one thing and you said another thing. I'm the only one that's been consistent here. I said,
Yes, sir.
and you kept
Sir,
gaslighting me. I said that
sir. Yes,
Jesus
just
was
one
in
thing.
fact crucified.
If I
But you said, no,
contradicted
hold on, hold
myself,
on, hold on, hold
and
on.
if I
I've listened to you.
contradicted
It's my
myself, I'm
I've
sorry.
listened to you. I've listened to you. It's my turn. You said, you tried to gaslight me by saying, no, we're saying the same thing. Then I said, this is your point. That's contradictory. See, my point is this. The Quran is wrong and is not authoritative as to the crucifixion of Jesus. You can say anything you want, but I'm presenting you cogent facts, just in case you don't believe it. Matthew 27 shows that Jesus was indeed crucified and he did resurrect. Matthew, and I told you before, Matthew 27, Mark 15, Luke 23, and John 19. Even the Tanakh foreshadowed the crucifixion. You
Are
don't
you
believe
done?
that? Okay. I'm speaking, please.
You keep
Even the
repeating yourself. See, I'm
I'm
not
not
pressing
repeating
you
my
on the Tanakh. I'm not
even
pressing you on Psalms 22, Isaiah
it's
53, Zechariah 12. I'm not pressing you
even
on
if I'm repeating,
anything. You're jumping around. You're coming from an
that's what you
external point of
that's what you
view,
have been.
sir.
No, no, if jumping around is standing categorically that Jesus was crucified, so be it. I'm jumping around. Well, you know one thing. I'm saying the same thing. You were
Make a
saying different
conclusion,
things. So
please.
you were being intellectually dishonest. I've been saying the same thing since, but you've been trying to gaslight me. This is the fact. The Quran is not authoritative on the crucifixion of Jesus. It's not authoritative. Let's be
It's not
honest. The
authoritative.
Judaism,
I
hold
ain't
on.
gonna let you get
Judaism,
away with that. I ain't
Judaism,
gonna let you
Judaism,
get away.
Judaism predated Christianity. Christianity by far predated Islam and predated the Muhammad. So Muhammad is speculating. The Quran is speculating. If you say, why is this so? You say, because Allah said it. That is ethereal. That's intangible.
I'm gonna press you on that. You ain't gonna get away with that.
Go ahead,
Moses
press
turned
me and
his staff to
I'll
snake.
give you a, no,
Where's the source for
go
that?
ahead. Where's the source for what?
Moses turned his staff to a snake.
Once again, I repeat.
You ain't gonna
What are
repeat. You're gonna
what are
answer
we?
the question. You know you're
No, no,
trapped.
no. Answer the question. You were
You
the
know
one
you're
that said,
trapped.
no, let's check our chats. I'll check our chat. I'll check our chat.
Yeah. Answer
Now,
the question, please.
because you said I didn't ask for a topic. Oh. You said, what should the topic of the debate be?
Oh my God,
Does Islam? Yes. Oh
my
my God,
man.
that's what you said.
You were saying I'm
That's what you said.
intelligent.
Now we're talking. No,
You
no.
make no sense.
Now that I'm categorically stating my point, you are not talking about Moses and the staff. Is that
You
what we're talking? Is that what you said we
you're
should talk about?
running. You're running.
Uh,
Let me
Or
explain
you
how
are
is that
running?
relevant.
What
Sir,
did you say? No, no.
sir,
Hold on.
sir,
What
sir,
did you say we
sir,
should
sir,
talk about?
hold on. Let me
Yeah.
explain how is that relevant, because you have no idea what's going on. So you're telling me, first of all, let me press you on all the points. First of all, you said that the Quran is not authoritative on the crucifixion. Who are you to say
Yep.
that? The Quran is the word of God. You're doing an internal critique. You have to assume the Quran is the word of God. Are you doing an internal critique and still not assuming the Quran is the word of God? Your critique is fallacious. It's not working. It's a logical
Not
mistake.
necessarily.
One,
Not
two,
necessarily. It's a
exactly,
basic,
necessarily.
it's a classical case of conjecture and refutation. Internal critic or external critic is inconsequential. And I
Sir,
don't have to accept that. I don't have to accept that
are
Quran
you
is the word
doing
of
an
God because
internal critique? Yes or no?
it's not. I don't even know if I'm doing an internal critique, but
You
I have
don't
every
even
right.
know. Oh my God!
No, guess what? No, I'm coming. Hold on, hold on. I have every right to tell you
You don't
that.
know.
I have every right, because I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking on my own predilection. And you've seen all. That's why you've been saying I've been repeating myself. I'm speaking based on. I'm citing independent, relevant sources
For the fifth time, I
for
do not
which
contradict them. For the fifth time, I do not contradict them. Sir, you don't understand. You don't know what kind of critique are you doing. What's going on? What's going on, man? You didn't know what kind of critique you're doing. So you're saying that the Quran that's intangible. I have historical evidence. I have independent evidence. Your only evidence is the Quran. Okay, I'm saying let's work on an example so you can understand. You're like, oh no, that's irrelevant to the debate. The example is irrelevant to the debate. No, it's not. You know, it is relevant. You know, the example is reflecting the exact same matter. You're just not
uh,
running from that.
okay, it's remotely related. Fine, but the topic which you suggested for us, we haven't even fully dealt with it. You're jumping the gun, and
Wow,
it's
what
true
did I
because
jump to? Oh, now I'm
yeah,
gonna. You
no, no,
ain't
no,
gonna
we have not,
get.
we
You
have
ain't
not
gonna
spoken.
get away
No,
with that. You're not get away
I ain't
with
going.
that.
Or you ain't. Okay, let me ask you, who chose our topic? Are
Does
we being are
Quran
we being
does
are we being
Quran
loyal to the topic?
yeah, does
No, we are
Quran
not.
contradict the history of crucifixion? Let me just read it. I wrote it there.
But that's what you
Okay.
chose. So let's
Does
the
Islam
contract. How
contradict
about
history concerning the crucifixion of Jesus? This is the topic.
yes? About let's deal with it. That's what you brought.
I did. You are not understanding. You're coming from your external assumption, and I'm saying that your external assumption is is
Some
is not
or topic
authoritative
you
for
chose.
me. No, no, please, you're not understanding, sir. Please let me
Okay,
educate you on this
go,
matter. I'm bringing
go
an
ahead. I'm just
example, and you're like, can't work with that. I'm bringing another example. The topic of the debate is the crucifixion of Jesus. You're not understanding this. You're not understanding this. So I have to bring an example. When I bring an example, you're like, oh, that's irrelevant to the debate. That's irrelevant to the topic. Sir, are you okay? Can you work with the example, yes or no? Because I dealt with everything. You're coming from an external assumption. Your external assumption ain't gonna work if you're doing an internal critique. Like if I say, for example, and I give an example, and you're like, "Oh, that's irrelevant to the debate." Second Kings is irrelevant to the debate. Moses turning his staff. That's an example. Can you work with the example? Because you don't understand this. Because we don't agree on this. You're saying one thing, I'm saying another thing, and I'm telling you that you do the exact same thing. Here is the proof. Here is the proof. And you're like, that's irrelevant to the debate. Your method, the standard you're holding me into, that's exactly what I'm doing back. I'm taking the same standard and applying it to you. But you are like, that's not irrelevant. That's irrelevant to the topic. So let me make the conclusion again for you. The Quran does not contradict the historical perception of the crucifixion. The Quran is telling us that the Jews were rejoicing. Quran is 100% sure that the Jews were celebrating, mocking. They were like, oh, we killed Jesus. 100% sure. The Quran metaphysical claim that neither you nor I can independently ever check because we're not in the metaphysical world, we are in the physical world. We can never affirm that, we can never deny that. It's saying that the metaphysical reality is that he was saved. Can you historically confirm that? No. Can you historically deny that? No. The same exact way. The same exact way. You're saying it's irrelevant to the topic. The same exact way. Moses turned
okay.
his staff into a snake. Can you historically prove that? Can you bring scholars? Can you bring independent evidence for that? No, the scripture says so. Can you deny the metaphysical reality of Moses doing a miracle? No. Please address the conclusion if you have anything.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was seeing someone. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad I listened to you and I wrote down what you said, so you will not say you didn't say it. You said the Quran said we can never, words verbatim, we can never have the crucifixion of Jesus or deny. What does that mean? We cannot say that the crucifixion did happen, but the crucifixion of Jesus did not happen.
I didn't say
And I
that.
said to you, and if I tell
You
no, no, no,
misled
that's what you said,
me.
though. I wrote it down. We can never
You
affirm
wrote it
or
wrong.
deny. That's what I wrote it down as you were speaking. I was writing
Yeah, let me
so
just
that you would say, you
repeat
see,
what I
you're
said.
gaslighting.
Let me
You see,
repeat
you're
what I
gaslighting.
said. You just
That's what you just said. I wrote
you
it down.
miswrote
We can
me.
never affirm
We
or
can never
deny.
affirm what?
Good. No, I wrote it down, so you can't say you didn't say. Now it's my turn to speak. I was waiting. I
Sir,
was
this
listening
is
to you. So
recorded.
be careful.
I'm
No,
gonna go
no,
back.
you have to repeat. You have to. It's either you stick with what you said or you change your mouth.
You
Meanwhile, you
just
have been telling me. No,
sir,
hold on.
you're not
You have been telling me
intellectual.
that
What did I say? Please,
I'm going to.
please say that. Please say that back. What did I say?
You said we cannot affirm the crucifixion of Jesus or deny the crucifixion. This, you said this is the position
Deny
of the
what?
Quran.
The metaphysical
The crucifixion,
reality. The metaphysical reality.
that's semantics. You are still saying the same thing.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. You're saying you just noted down. You
So you're
noted it
saying the same,
wrong. You were
and
attacking a
that's
straw man, and I stopped you.
I'm not attacking the straw man. I'm just using what you said. That's why I was listening to you when you were speaking. I didn't say anything.
You just
I
wrote
didn't
it
say
down
anything because
wrong. Then
no, no, sir. I'll read
affirm.
for you, sir. Again,
Okay.
I'll read for you. You said we can never use them absolute. You said we can never affirm or deny the crucifixion of Jesus. And you said this is the position of the Quran. I'm reading the same verse for
Never.
you. No, 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 no. That's
Sir,
what you
you wrote
said.
it
I,
wrong. You skipped my
that's what you
words.
said. Okay, okay.
We
You know what?
can
Next, no, I'm
never.
not. No, no,
This is
no. You said
recorded, sir. I ain't gonna.
let me
I'm gonna
let me
upload this to YouTube.
let me
Please let me
okay.
repeat
Okay.
my position because you're
No,
just
no, 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 no.
misquoting.
Don't repeat your position.
No,
I
don't
told
repeat
you
my
that you were
position.
gaslighting.
I'm
I
telling
told
you,
you you
you
were
got my.
gaslighting.
I'm telling you,
You
you
can't
got my
repeat.
position
That's
wrong
what I said.
before I even heard
No,
your
no, I get your
argument.
position.
Because
Exactly
if
what
I
you
heard your argument, that would be like I'm running from your argument. No, even before your argument, I'm telling you, you got my
said.
position wrong. My
Sir,
position
no, I
is
didn't
that
get your position.
we can
That's what
never
you said.
ever affirm the
We can never
metaphysical
affirm or deny
reality of the crucifixion. Can we?
metaphysical reality.
No. The same way we can
Okay, I'll
never
write it.
affirm the metaphysical
We can never
reality
affirm or
of
deny
Moses turning his
metaphysical
staff to a snake. You just misquote me even if I'm speaking
the metaphysical reality of what?
of the crucifixion.
Of the crucifixion of Jesus. Thank you, sir.
Jesus. Exactly.
Of Jesus. Thank you, sir. So you can't say that's not what you said. If you say that, you are gaslighting and you are nullified. So
Sir,
let us
this is
read it again.
recorded.
No, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
upload
no.
this.
My
You're gonna
my
see
son, no,
that.
sir, no, no. Don't gaslight me because I didn't gaslight you. I
Gaslight.
didn't gaslight you. What I said is what I said. What you said, I didn't understand it. No, that's what you said. Let's look at the Quran. I'm not reading
Sure.
the. I hope you know I'm not reading the Bible. And no, I'm not reading the Bible,
No, I
sir.
said sure.
And I'm not reading. No, sir. Can I proceed,
Sure,
please?
sure.
Can I proceed? Thank you, sir. So you said we can never, that's an absolute, affirm or deny the metaphysical reality of the crucifixion of Jesus. Sir, I put it to you that you don't even understand what your Quran said. It said the Jews were rejoicing. What does that mean? Because if you read this verse, only this verse, you see a dichotomy. The dichotomy of the Jews' position and the dichotomy of we the Muslims. Let's believe that the Muslims believe that they are right. Fine. But if we are loyal to the scriptures and we do not gaslight and we do not circumvert,
So repeat yourself. I completely missed your point. Can you
okay.
please repeat yourself
If we are,
about the
if we
Jewish
are,
position and the
if we are loyal to the verse, you see that there's a dichotomy here. A dichotomy between the perception, let me use your words, a dichotomy between the perception of the Jews and the perception of the Muslims.
Uh-huh.
Which other unequivocal position is we killed? I'm sorry, mistake. Yes, well, yeah, but I'm correct. Which other equivocal position of the Jews? We killed
Huh?
Jesus,
Sure.
son of Mary. That's what the Jews believed, right?
Yeah.
This is what the Jews believe. But do you see the caveat? But that shows this is what the Jews believed. That this is, or rather, let me say, this is the Jews' account of events. This is
Uh-huh.
the Muslims' account of events. But they neither. That means that was not the case. This is what they believe happened, but that was not the case. He said, but they neither killed nor crucified him. It was only made to appear so.
Hallelujah.
That is a hallelujah. That's that's as absolute as you can get, just in case you don't believe me, just for by extension. It says, even those who argue that this crucifixion happened are in doubt. They have no knowledge whatsoever, so they are mistaken. They are only making assumptions. What does that mean? They are not sure that it happened. But we will know. You know why? He said they certainly, what does certainly mean? 100% did
100%.
not kill him. So you have denied the metaphysical reality of the crucifixion of Jesus.
Sir, please make
I
your
can, I,
argument
sir, I can bow out.
before
I
your
can bow
conclusion.
out.
Your conclusion does not follow up with your argument. How do I reject the metaphysical reality? How? Please, you're just making a conclusion that does not follow with your argument.
Okay,
Do you know what I'm saying?
okay, okay. You know what?
I know what.
Um, thank you, thank you for the straw man. But you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah, strong man.
I said for the straw man.
What
Thank
what
you for the
strong
straw
man?
man.
What
Hold
strong
on,
man?
sir. Please, sir, please, can I speak?
No.
Thank you
Okay,
for,
okay, sir.
thank you for the manipulation. Thank you for the gaslighting. Thank you for the circumventing. But let me put it very clear. You were beating around the bush and subverting and saying something and contradicting yourself. But this is what I will say. The Muslims believe that Jesus was not killed nor crucified. It's as simple as that.
100%.
You do, Wally, if you do not believe that, you are not a Muslim. So
Exactly.
you've been telling me I've been going around. I was authoritatively stating my point. Because even if you read this scripture, it shows that other people argue for the crucifixion. And that's what I told you from the onset. Wally, I can't lie to you. I like you and I love you with the love of God. But you're a manipulator. Because I've been saying the same thing since you were gaslighting me. And my point is, Jesus was crucified. The Muslims' point is, I don't know whether you're a Muslim because it doesn't look like you're a Muslim. The Muslims believe he was not crucified. I've read this verse over and over again, and you're still playing mental gymnastics for me. If you are a Muslim,
Sir,
you believe
if you
Jesus
could
was not
steel man
crucified.
my position right now, I'm gonna be
That's not
so
your position.
glad. If you could
But
steel man, you know what steel man means? The
what's that?
opposite of the straw man. Steel,
Okay.
iron. If you could steel man my position right now, you would you wouldn't believe how happy would I be. Because I'm seeing that you have literally no idea what you're talking about. The assumptions behind your argument, I reject them. Every argument has assumptions. The arguments you're presenting has assumptions. The arguments that I present has assumptions. You're rejecting my
Okay.
assumptions, though you're doing an internal critique. I'm rejecting your assumptions because we don't need them. You're doing internal critique. So just to make it clear, if you could steal my position right now, I'll be so glad.
Mhm.
What's my position?
Okay, that's fine. You know, Wally, whether I steal man or I straw man your position is inconsequential, and I couldn't. I mean, it's inconsequential and it has nothing to do for the purpose of this conversation. But one thing I'll say to you
It
is,
has everything
you're
to
just
do.
no, no. Hold. One thing
You,
I'll say, please,
you're not dealing with the
please let.
argument. I'm saying you're not dealing with the argument. You're running from the argument. You don't know my position. If you know
No,
my
no, no, no.
position, please steal man my position. You don't know my position. for 50 minutes, for more than an hour, I'm talking and you do not know my position. And you're saying,
I
oh,
know.
we have this, we have that. For 6 times, I've refuted the same argument. You brought it back. Does
Okay,
that
okay,
seem
that's
like you
fine.
know
You
my
haven't refuted.
position? Please
You
tell me
haven't
my
refuted
position.
it. Just okay. You haven't refuted my argument, not once. No, I'm not trying to be right, but I'm trying to listen and pay attention. No, I'm not trying to be right. I don't even want to be right. But this is what I'll say. I'll say, yeah, I'll say you haven't actually successfully refuted any of my arguments. And I'm not trying to be right. I'm listening carefully. You haven't refuted. You're the only one that said something and changed your position. But you said about me, I'm just beating around the bush, saying the same thing again, saying the same thing. That tells you I'm consistent with my position. You said something, then you retract. My point is, you believe that Jesus was
Sorry,
not
go on.
crucified. And I'm telling you, if because I don't think you're very intelligent and I'm really impressed. And I'm even learning from you. But one thing I'll say is, like I said earlier on, you gave you cited no other source than the Quran. I cited sources, and I told if you listen to me, you will see that I was being
I
that
will
you see
not
that my
listen
position.
anymore. It's the
I'm
seventh
coming, please.
time you're
Okay,
bringing the
coming,
same argument. The
coming.
seventh time.
That's
You're
exactly
not
that's
still manning
exactly
my
what
position. You don't know my
I'm
response.
supposed to bring the same
What is
argument.
this
I'm not supposed to bring.
conversation, man?
You know why? Okay, according to the Quran, I am among those who are arguing for the crucifixion. So I'm not supposed to bring a different argument. I'm
What?
not supposed because if do you know the funny thing? Even if I bring Tacitus for you, even if I bring Eusebius, even if I bring any other um, independent source, you still say I'm saying repeating the same thing. So this is what I'll
So
say.
that's the answer, man. You're not listening. I am saying that the Quran
Hmm?
is in line with them. You're saying you don't know what that means. For 7 times, you don't know what
Okay,
that means.
okay, that's fine. Okay, if okay, I'll say this the last time. If you don't agree, then no problem. But
Yes, problem.
you know
Yes,
you,
problem, man.
you okay. You know I'm still referring to you know what I'm referring. You know the source I'm citing right now that I've been citing that you said I've been repeating myself is the Quran. So what the Quran says is that what history says is that Jesus was the one that was crucified. What the Quran says, except we're reading two different verses, and I think we're reading the same verse. He says he was certainly not killed. So it opposes the position of history.
Sir,
It opposes the position of
sir,
the Jews.
how long is the
It
verse?
opposes
Please tell me how
Christian.
long is the verse. You're reading the last two words. The beginning
Okay,
literally says that the Jews
okay, no problem.
rejoiced that he
Read
killed
the,
him. Please listen to my position. You ain't making
okay,
any sense.
read the
You
verse for
ain't
me. Read
making
the
any
verse for me.
sense. The first part
Oh,
of the
I'm
verse
making sense,
clearly
but
says that.
because you know
Oh, do we
doesn't mean I'm
just
not making.
you're just speaking over each other. The first part of the verse
Okay,
clearly says that the Jews were 100% sure that they killed Christ.
yeah,
How is that ahistorical? How is that
that's
ahistorical?
Jews.
How?
Are you a Jew?
No,
Yes, I can tell you how. You are not a Jew. That's the position of the Jews.
exactly.
So let me be honest. I think we're not understanding each other. Because if we're honest, we are making our point. You're making your point. I'm making my point. But the issue is you want me to say what you want me to say. But it's not about what I want you to say or what you want me to say. It's about state your point, defend your point. I should state my point and defend my point. In truth, while you're making your point, I'm making my point. So what's the issue? What's
Oh,
the issue?
I'm gonna tell you what's the issue. You're coming with
Tell me.
different assumptions than I am. That's okay. Arguments work like that. Discussions work like that.
Okay.
No, they
Okay.
don't work like that if you're doing internal critique. Do you know what internal critique is? You're critiquing Islam within. You're saying that your Quran, this Quran is contradicting history. I'm telling you, the Quran is saying this. You're like, no, that's you're the only source you're quoting is the Quran. You're saying that the verse is clearly saying that he was killed. You're just jumping around, having no idea what you're talking about. If you're doing internal critique in the Quran, and I'm telling you the Quran is saying this, and you're telling me Oh, you're just citing the Quran. Do you have eyewitnesses? Do you have this? Do you have that? Sir, you don't make sense. You don't.
No, not
10,
that I don't
20
make
minutes
sense.
ago, you didn't know that you were doing internal critique. Let me just make
Okay,
it so simple. Please take examples. Please listen to the examples. Please. So if I
okay,
say that
okay.
uh, Paul, if I say that Paul do not have a high Christology, Paul doesn't think Jesus is God. You're like, okay, let's read uh, Romans, let's read Philippians, let's read this, that.
Oh,
Clearly, high
I see.
Christology. I was like, nah,
Okay,
this is irrelevant. Nah,
okay.
I don't
Thank you.
accept that. What
Thank
what
you.
you talking about, man? You're
Okay,
telling me
that's
that
fine.
Paul. Please let me
Okay,
make the conclusion. You're
okay. Go ahead.
This is the
Go
box.
ahead.
Please now listen,
Yeah.
listen. The box is that history says Jesus was crucified. The Quran says the
Hmm.
exact same thing. The Quran is saying
No,
that.
it don't. No, it don't.
Oh, oh, oh,
Wally, please,
oh, oh,
say, please
oh.
be honest.
Please,
Honest.
please,
The
please,
Quran
please,
does not.
please, please. For 1 hour I've been talking about this. You don't know anything. So please listen to me. Please get educated
Please be.
on this.
Don't be disrespectful. Don't say I don't know anything. Just
Please,
because I'm not saying what you don't want, what you want me to
please,
say doesn't mean I.
please. Believe
So
me,
please, be
you're
just
doing internal critique. You don't know what that means. You're getting big.
okay. Go ahead.
Please.
Okay.
This is the circle. This is the square. Let's say
Okay.
the square. The
Okay.
Quran is saying that people it was appeared to people as Jesus was crucified. That's why they were 100% certain. The Jews were rejoicing. The atheist, what do you say? The atheist historians, literally everyone, if it was appeared that he was crucified, they recorded so. And the Quran is affirming that too. The Jews rejoiced that they killed Jesus. Then, after that, the Quran is giving me my Islamic position. Okay, now listen, O Muslims. They neither killed nor crucified him. This is the metaphysical reality. The historical reality, we don't have anything to do with that. This is the reality, the absolute reality. That is what happened. It was made to appear that Jesus was crucified. Therefore, everyone recorded that he was crucified. And here am I affirming that, saying that the Jews are saying, the Jews' assumption is that they killed Jesus, exactly affirming what the history says. But here are Muslims. They certainly did not kill him. Now he's speaking to me. If you're like, oh, the first part is like that, the second part, I can't even now think about any reason that you would rebuttal this logically. What's wrong with that? Please tell us what's wrong with that. The Quran is affirming that while it's teaching us the metaphysical reality. What's wrong with that? The Quran is saying, okay, that happened. Okay, it was made to appear that that happened. Okay, so let me just complete my sentences because you're just writing the first part of my sentence and like uh, to completely isolate it. The Quran is saying that it was made to appear that it was happened. Therefore, people saw it like this. Here is the example of Jews because they were rejoicing. It was made to appear to them. So I should keep repeating myself several times so that you could just absorb what I said. What's the issue with that?
Bless you, Wally. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. I
Alhamdulillah.
love you.
Alhamdulillah.
I love you, brother. I love
Sorry,
you. Okay.
I don't have any
Because
rebuttal.
you
That's okay.
can I say something? You know you've been speaking. Can I say something?
Oh,
So
come on.
why you said I've been conducting internal critique, and you showed me what I should do instead of conducting an internal critique. That's okay. That makes sense to me. Okay, let me not present an internal critique. Okay, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Let's open our Bibles. Matthew 27. Matthew 27. I'm supposed to. I have a few calls. So how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do it?
Do what?
Calls I'm supposed to make. Yeah, I have a few calls. I'm supposed to make a call at 7, and then I have another brother that wants to rub minds with me on, and all of that. So how do we do it? Do we continue? Let's just try something. Is that okay? Let's try something, and then we continue. conversation another time. But let's try Matthew 27.
Well,
Matthew
what about
27.
it?
What is it?
Yeah, sorry. Wait
Okay,
a
what
minute.
about
Yeah, yeah.
okay
Can you?
the crucifixion?
No,
I want to just
there is
authenticate the
someone I should
claim of
speak
the
to right now. Yeah, 10 seconds, please.
okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. If you said anything in the last 10 seconds, I just put my phone away in my pocket. So what about Matthew 27?
Yeah, I'm just authenticating the claim of the crucifixion of Jesus. As you already know, I am for the crucifixion of Jesus, not against it. I think you know that. All right. Okay. All right. Let us start from. I don't want to waste your time, so I want to go straight to the point. Let's start from verse 11. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Are you the king of the Jews? Art thou the king of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, That's what you said, thou sayest. Verse 12. And he was accused. Maybe I should just go straight to the point. I don't want to waste your time. Let me go down, 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 down. All right. Okay, 22. 22 helps get to the point. Pilate said unto them, Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all say unto him, Let him be what? Crucified. Verse 23. And the governor said, Why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be what? Crucified. 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Verse 25. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. 26. Then he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. 27. The soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. Verse 28. They stripped him and put him on a scarlet robe. Verse 29. And when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! Verse 30. They spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head. And after they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him. Verse 32. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. Verse 33. And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall, and when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. Verse 35. And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets. They parted my garment among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. So, my brother, Matthew 27, like I said to you, Mark 15, Luke 23, John 19, show us that Jesus was indeed crucified.
Thank you for
Because you
absolutely
don't
nothing, sir. Because I already affirmed that. I'm saying that, well, the Quran is telling me that it was made to appear that he was crucified. Therefore, Matthew 27 is telling you that he was crucified. Therefore, John is telling you that he was crucified. Therefore, Luke is telling you that he was crucified. Therefore, Tertullian is telling you that he was crucified. Therefore, Josephus is telling you that he was crucified. Therefore, I'm giving you the reason. You're just cited 10 verses for absolutely nothing. What does it mean to be appeared to them then? If God says that it was made to appear that he was crucified, what do you expect from the author of Matthew? Like, if you give a
Matthew,
exposition, No
predated.
problem.
Ma-
Maybe in the future
Okay.
I could talk about. We could discuss the claims you made because I did not press you on them. You said that the Tanakh reflects upon that. That's just a
Okay.
huge blunder. Okay, nowhere
It's
I'm
not a
going to
blunder.
talk about that.
It's not a blunder.
To
It's not
refer,
a blunder.
they have pierced my hand and feet. He was punished for the iniquities of my people. I know what you're talking about. That's what
Of
I'm not
course.
pressing you on that
As
today.
well as that.
You are
That's
willing,
just one.
maybe next day.
Like I said, I mentioned that was foreshadowed in the Old Testament,
Yes,
Isaiah 53
I'm not
and
pressing you on
22.
that now today. I'm not pressing
Okay,
you on that.
come press on it. I'm ready for you because I was doing internal critique. You were not satisfied. You said I was saying nonsense. Now I gave you from the scriptures. You're being divergent, and that's okay because you don't want me to please you. When I
So,
was doing internal critique, it's not enough for you. I'm giving you the gospels. It's also not enough for you. I'm not making sense apparently.
absolutely, you're not
Wally,
making sense. I just responded to that.
okay.
If you could tell me why did I reject that? Just 1 minute ago, I said,
Only
why
why
doesn't
you
it make
rejected that
sense?
because that is credible to reject. What else do you want me to do? And besides, it's
Steelman
not
my
about what you
position.
want.
Please
It's
steelman my
about
position. Please
cogent.
steelman my position. What did I just say?
No, you don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me to still man your position. I should
Because you
cogently
don't know
and
my position. You're
it's
quoting passages, you're
everybody
reading
knows.
historical
Okay,
records,
no,
you're reading
you know
Matthew.
what?
You don't know my position.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, argue with you on that because we have already spoken about that. That's fine. So
Then
if
you
I'm not making sense,
big on
if I'm
that,
not
sir.
making sense, sir, if I'm not making sense to you, it's okay because you said I was doing internal critique that was not good. I'm not making sense. Fine. Now I gave you from the scriptures. You are now saying another thing. That's okay. So I've defended my points cogently and empirically. So whatever you think and whatever you want me to do is inconsequential
I never attacked your
because
point. I
supposed to.
never
No,
attacked it.
I'm sorry.
I
Hello,
never
hello.
attacked
Can I
that
speak?
the
Let me
gospels.
speak. Let me
No,
speak.
no,
Let
no.
me
You
speak.
just went somewhere
While,
else. I see you're trying to
while,
harmonize your blunder. You're trying to harmonize your blunder. You're here to
which
critique the Quran contradicting the history. Do you concede that the Quran does not contradict the history?
of course not.
Of course.
Even the Quran says, even the Quran says that its position is different. And okay, you know what? You know what, Wally? No matter what I say,
No
you
matter what I
will
say, you will deny it because you are
you
ashamed.
will
You are
you.
ashamed to concede. You know the
I'm not
reality.
ashamed.
You know the
Oh,
reality.
I never said that.
Position is so
One,
small, you cannot
never
comprehend
said
it.
that. I never said I conceded, but because I'm repeating myself, you are
Does
just
Quran contradict the history? Do you
I
yes or no?
wait.
Yes or no?
That what? Pardon, I didn't hear you. That what?
Does
Hello, are
Quran
you there?
yeah. Does Quran
Yes.
contradict the history well, let me just repeat the topic. I just have a screenshot of it.
Yes, it does. It contradicts
Does
Islam,
Quran-
contradicts Quran, contradicts the historicity of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. It
What is my
fully
rebuttal?
100%.
If you could tell me
I've
my
asked you
position,
to
please, sir, if you could just steal man my position, I would be jumping. I wouldn't fit in my clothes. If you could just steal man my position, if you can't, fine. I will just release you from this torturous conversation you're having. If you could just steal man my position,
I've got, you know what? I have, but it's not because you can counter my argument, but because you're just stubborn and manipulative. And it's okay.
steal man my position. Please steal man my position. I can steal man your
Still, okay,
position right
you know
now.
what? You still man my position.
I steal man your position because I know your position because I said I could steal man your position. Your position is so simple. You're
That's
telling me that
that's
the Gospels are saying that Jesus was crucified. The Synoptics are telling us the early Jewish attestations, the Roman historians, atheists, Josephus, Tertullian. It's the most established historical fact, and the Quran is outright denying it by saying that certainly they did not kill him. This is your position. Can you steal man my position?
okay. You're saying that we can never. Okay, that's what you said before. Let let's act as if you didn't contradict yourself. So let me say the second thing that you said. The reason, you know what? The reason you can still man my position is because I never changed my mouth. I said exactly what I meant, and I meant what I said, but you didn't.
So,
That's the end.
you
That's the
said
end. No,
still man my
that's the end.
position.
So when
Please
I was
still man
saying,
my position.
you said
For,
I never
for
affirm
more
or
than
deny
10
that.
times, I repeated myself. If you can't steal my position, then that's over. I steal man to your position because you repeated it so much that I
Many
can
times.
recall it. I repeated
You
my
know why I cannot?
position so
Yeah,
much. Oh yeah, because you're consistent and I'm not. Oh yeah, what a reason.
exactly.
Okay,
You
I'm
said no.
gonna tell you
What
my
the reason? Because
position
you said
once
we can
again.
never affirm or deny the crucifixion of Jesus. And I said, no, that's not what I said.
That's not
But
what I
me, I
said.
said
This
exactly,
conversation is recorded, man. We
exactly.
can never
Thank you, Wally.
affirm the the
Thank you.
metaphysical reality. You just skip that. You just strawman my position. Please steelman my position. Please,
Okay.
if you cannot, just
Let me.
then have a good
We
time.
can never. We,
That's it.
love,
That's the only thing I said.
love, love you, man. You're the best. I do. But you know what I'll say, Wally? Um, I love you, and Jesus loves you. I do.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And,
Please steelman
and
my position.
we may not agree, but I enjoyed it, and I learned something from you. I did. I did.
Of
But like
course
you
you
said, we
did.
should reconvene. We should reconvene. Okay, here's the thing. We should reconvene. We should reconvene, and if you want to press on some of the points that I made, why not? But this is my only point. Just make sure that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. That's all. Hmm?
Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't need to.
And you still
I didn't
steelman
need.
my position now. If you can't, that's okay. I will repeat my position once more. Then okay, go think about it.
We've ended.
Let it settle
We've
what I said
conversation.
and say if that makes sense. If it doesn't, please come back to me. If you don't know my position, I will tell you my position once again for the 12th time. For what? For more than 10 times I've repeated this. If you cannot, I will still man my own position. Can you?
Oh, what was the word? I was okay. I was checking another word. Let me find it. Metaphysical. Is that the word?
You're looking for what? Can you? I'm asking you if you can still man my position. My position is
You know
so
what?
simple. If you cannot,
Well,
I will repeat my
you
position.
it's no. You don't need to repeat it. We've come to the conclusion. But here's the thing. What you originally said is that we can never affirm or deny
The metaphysical
the crucifixion.
reality of crucifixion. Okay.
No, no. Okay. Let me put it this way. The first thing you said. You know me. I'll be honest with you, and I don't have to. I don't have to resort to semantics. What I
So,
say is
of
what I
course, you are
mean.
honest
And
because you do not know my position. You can't
while
just outright say it because you are ashamed.
I'm ashamed, but I never said I'm ashamed.
You
And I
don't say
never
that.
gave you the
I know
option.
that.
No, hold on. I was telling you what you said and you're interrupting me. The first thing you said verbatim was we can never affirm or deny the crucifixion of Jesus. Then the second thing you said is we can never affirm or deny the metaphysical reality of the crucifixion
What does
of
that
Jesus
mean? So if I say these both
beyond
of
the
these sentences at once, what do I mean by that? What do
abstract
I mean by
concepts
that?
of it cannot be observed or measured through the material senses and standard empirical science.
Exactly.
But that's not
On
what the
the
Quran says. That's what I say.
on the W. Okay, now Steelman
No,
the Quranic position. Please Steelman the Quranic position. If
I'm
my
doing,
position
okay. I'll do it
my position is
again.
different than the Quran, Steelman the Quran.
It is okay. Let me do it. I'll do it again with all gladness. But you know what? If you don't want to agree, then we'll just call it a night. So I
Sure.
repeat. You can tell me whether it's the part. I mean, it doesn't matter whether I say it's just a verse or did you read the whole thing? But this is what the verse says. It says the Jews were boasting that they killed the Messiah, but the Jews were wrong because the Quran believes that Jesus was neither killed nor crucified. It was only made to appear so. That means it appeared so, but guess what? It was not so. That's the Quranic position. Simple as that.
Good. Good.
So that's not what you were saying.
That's not what I was saying.
Yes, sir.
The Quran is telling me that the Jews were rejoicing that
Yeah.
Jesus was killed. Isn't that the historical claim? Isn't that what I just
Oh,
said? Isn't that what I said concerning
no,
Tertullian, Josephus, but also the Gospels, the Roman attestations? Isn't that what I said? Is it?
Wally. Wally. No. Do you know why? No.
Oh
Do you know
no!
why?
Just
Do you
call
know
it
why?
a day, please, sir. Please,
Let me
please.
explain.
That's
Do
enough.
you explain?
Enough is enough,
He
sir.
said enough is enough.
Please,
Exactly. He's
if
running
you
away. He's
have
scared.
you have con
Scared.
if you have recorded this,
Wally, if you are so
please
scared,
listen to this.
I think we just have a conversation. You are really scared. And I love you too much.
Oh,
Scared.
you do. Of course you love me because you're Christian.
Because you're scared. I've been trying to explain to you. You've been insulting me that I don't have sense. I'm saying nonsense. You asked me to explain. I'm explaining. You said that is
Of
up.
course you're doing.
That is it.
Please, Tillman, the Quranic position, you're just reading the text. You're saying that, oh, your position is contradictory to the Quran. How?
I explained to you, but you wouldn't listen. I keep on
I'm
explaining to you,
sorry,
and you
sir.
said you
I'm sorry
said
if I did not
nonsense.
understand you the first
You,
time.
you know
You
what?
could just repeat
You know what,
yourself one
Wally?
more time.
I should repeat myself again so that you tell me I'm saying nonsense. Okay, I will repeat it. The Quranic position is that the Jews believed that he was killed. That's why they rejoiced. But the Quranic position is that he was not killed and he was not crucified. Simple. And I just say,
How is
I'm
that
just reading the text.
contradictory to my position?
That's the Quranic position.
How is that contradictory to my position? That was your claim.
Okay, how is it? Because you said it's contradictory because you said um you assumed or you presupposed that what based on the verse, what the Jews believed is the same thing that what is the same thing as what the Muslims believe, and it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because we're reading the same verse. It shows that the Jews were
Sir,
mistaken,
are you a Muslim?
whereas I'm
No.
not. But
Am
this
I
is
a
the
Muslim?
verse.
Yes. Do I
But this
affirm
is the verse.
the
This is the
historical
verse.
accounts of Jesus being crucified? Yes. What?
Okay,
Where do you
you know
get
what?
that
You know
from?
what? I've genuinely tried. Let's just believe you don't understand what I'm saying,
Oh,
even
you
though I've
don't
repeated it
understand.
100. So Wally, let's reconvene. Okay, is that fine? I desire to explain to you, but you say I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking. You keep on saying
Because
this,
he does.
even though I'm genuine and I'm comprehensive and I'm comprehensible. But you said I'm making nonsense, nonsense, nonsense.
Absolutely. You're not
So you
comprehensible. For the
okay?
second
You say
time, now you explain, but how am I
you say
contradictory to the Quran? You're like,
I
okay,
have done that
the
already.
Muslims disagree with the Jewish
No,
position. How is that
you know what?
contradicting my position?
You know what, Wally? You're not listening to me. And you keep saying what I keep repeating myself.
Yeah,
So let's just end because I've been trying.
yeah.
And
One
if
more
you
thing.
continue like this,
Before that,
I'll be saying the same thing. You'll still be telling me I'm saying rubbish. I'll be
before
saying the
you
same thing.
leave, sir, before you leave,
And it will be this is 7:21 in Nigeria. It's gonna be like 4 a.m. We'll be here till 4 a.m. Because I've tried to explain to you, you're not understanding.
sir,
And I know that you are intelligent. So it's not because you can't understand me.
sir,
You
if
just
I
don't
don't
want to.
understand, please, just before you go, just
Okay?
explain how do I contradict my position contradicts the Quran. I will say nothing. Then you will say goodbye.
O-
Just explain
Okay.
how because I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. Okay. How your position contradicts the Quran is that you are saying the position of the Jews is the same as the position of the Muslims from the same verse. The Jews believe that Jesus was crucified and he was killed. The Muslims are saying that it was only made to appear, so that was not the reality. That's different. One person is saying, did it happen? Yes. Another person is saying, no. That's contradictory. They're not on the same page. So history is not on the same page as Islam. Different page. History says that Jesus was crucified. Islam says someone was crucified, but not Jesus. It was only made to appear so. I've said it 15,000 times, Wally.
That's it.
That's it. All right, my
Yeah,
brother. God bless you. Love you.
as I
Take,
promised,
take.
you established your position. I ain't gonna say anything about it. I promised.
Okay.
Yeah, have a good
Yeah.
time.
All right, too. Bless you, bro. All right, brother. All right.
Have a good